Men. Today we are going to talk about something most of you have probably struggled with at some point in your lives. Why do women chase some men effortlessly while others constantly feel like they are begging for attention? The truth is simple, but often ignored. Attraction is not about looks, money, or smooth talk. It's about psychology. It's about how you carry yourself, the energy you project, and the silent power you hold. This isn't about playing games or manipulating women. This is about building yourself into a man so grounded in strength and self-respect that women can't help but lean in. They start chasing because they sense something rare in you, something they can't control but desperately want to be close to. Men, you need to hear this. Chasing a woman rarely works. The more you run after her, the faster she runs away. But when you step into your masculine power, when you become the kind of man who doesn't fold under pressure, who holds his values firm, and who commands respect by how he lives, suddenly the game changes. Women notice, they feel it deep down. So, in this video, I'm going to give you psychological advice that is raw, real, and proven by wisdom from history, Stoic philosophy, and even modern life. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I promise you, the insights you'll get here will change the way you see relationships forever. Open your mind. But before we start, listen carefully. What you see here in my channel is just a preview, not the full picture. If you really want to master the dating game and learn how modern relationships actually work, don't waste time. Rush right now to stoicapproachtolife.com/join now, or go to my description and click the link below and unlock the real strategies, the real teachings, the real results. Don't just watch, level up today. So let's get started. 1. Master your emotions. The first psychological truth you must understand if you want a woman to chase you is this: a man who masters his emotions is irresistible. Most men today are slaves to their impulses. If she ignores your text, you panic. If she pulls back, you chase harder. If she disrespects you, you either explode in anger or shrink in silence. But here's the reality. When you react emotionally, you hand over your power. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who loses himself the moment a woman tests him. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This principle alone separates the men women pursue from the men they walk away from. A woman needs to feel that your emotional center is not easily shaken. She needs to see that you are calm in storms, steady when challenged, and unbothered by the game she might unconsciously play to test your worth. Why? Because deep down, women don't want control over a man. They want to feel secure with him. They want to know that he's unshakable. When you let your emotions be dictated by her actions, you tell her you're weak. But when you control your emotions, you silently communicate, "I don't need to chase. I am the prize." And women chase the prize. Think about this. How many times have you seen men who lose women simply because they couldn't keep their composure? A late reply triggers insecurity. A cancelled plan makes them beg. A cold tone makes them argue. All these reactions scream desperation. Seneca taught that he who is brave is free. Freedom is not just from external chains, but from the chains of your own emotions. If you want a woman to chase you, you must show her that you are free, that your happiness, confidence, and calm are not at the mercy of her mood. Let me ask you something real. If you can't govern yourself, why would she ever feel drawn to you? Women instinctively sense when a man is enslaved by neediness, and they run from it. But when a man embodies calm authority, they lean in. They test him harder, not because they want to destroy him, but because they want to see if he's truly as strong as he appears. And if he is, he becomes unforgettable. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies on attraction show that confidence rooted in self-regulation is one of the most magnetic traits a man can display. It's not about arrogance, it's about composure. So here's your first step. Stop reacting. Start observing. Train yourself daily to pause before responding, to breathe when tempted to lash out, to smile when tested. When she sees that you are a man who cannot be broken by small provocations, she will respect you, and respect is the soil in which attraction grows. Remember, control yourself, and she will chase what she cannot control, you. 2. Build an abundant mindset. If you truly want a woman to chase you, you must build an abundant mindset. Most men lose their power in relationships because they cling to a scarcity mentality. They act as if one woman is their only chance at love, as if losing her means the end of their worth. That mindset is poison. It breeds desperation, fear, and weakness. An abundant mindset tells a different story. It says, I don't need her to validate me because I already live a full life. It shifts your energy from chasing to choosing. And when you choose, women feel it. They sense that you are not begging for their attention. You are evaluating if they even deserve yours. Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply this to your relationships. True wealth in masculinity is not measured by how many women you can get, but by how little you need from them to feel whole. That's why women chase men who live in abundance, because such men are free. Think about men in history, or even today, who are admired. Do they act desperate for validation? Number. They project that they can walk away from any situation and still remain powerful. That freedom creates magnetic energy. Let me ask you, how many times have you seen a man lose his dignity because he thought he couldn't find another woman? He tolerated disrespect, begged for attention, or lowered his standards. And what happened? She lost attraction. Why? Because women don't chase men who need them, they chase men who choose them. Psychology confirms this. Studies show that people value what appears rare and unattainable. When you act as if you can't live without her, she sees you as common. But when you live as if your life is already rich, with purpose, with passions, with options, she starts to feel she has something to prove to you. She wants to earn a place in your world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that everything could be taken away. Yet he found peace in knowing he could still endure. That's the spirit you need. Never attach your worth to whether a woman stays or leaves. Build a life so fulfilling that you remain strong regardless. So here's your task. Stop placing women on a pedestal. Place your mission, your growth, your freedom there instead. Fill your days with goals, hobbies, and friendships that give you energy. When she sees that your happiness doesn't depend on her, but that she must rise to meet your standards, something shifts. She starts investing more, giving more, and even chasing, because she knows she has something to lose. Abundance is the soil of attraction. Scarcity is the death of it. Live abundantly, and she will chase the man who doesn't need to chase her. 3. Command respect through boundaries. The third psychological key to making a woman chase you is learning how to set and enforce boundaries. Too many men confuse being nice with being weak. They allow women to cross lines, disrespect them, or take advantage of their kindness, and then they wonder why she doesn't value them. Respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, nothing else matters. A woman cannot chase a man she doesn't respect. Seneca once said, "If you would be loved, love yourself." Boundaries are the ultimate form of self-love. They are the invisible lines that tell the world how you expect to be treated. And here's the truth. When you don't enforce your boundaries, you silently communicate that you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, why would she? Think about it. A woman tests you, not because she always wants to leave, but because she wants to see if you are strong enough to stand firm. If you fold every time she pushes, she loses faith in your strength. But if you calmly hold your ground, she feels secure in your presence. Boundaries are not about being controlling. They are about knowing your worth. For example, if a woman consistently shows up late without caring and you let it slide, you're teaching her that your time has no value. But if you calmly let her know you won't tolerate it, and even walk away if it continues, you're teaching her that your time is priceless, and priceless things are always chaste. Marcus Aurelius lived by discipline, writing to himself daily about the importance of staying true to his values no matter what others did. That's what boundaries do for you. They keep you aligned with your values instead of bending to please others. Let me challenge you. When was the last time you said no to a woman, not out of anger, but out of self-respect? Most men are terrified of doing this because they think it will drive her away. But here's the paradox. When you respectfully enforce boundaries, she may resist at first, but deep down, she respects you more. And respect is the fuel for her desire. Psychology backs this up. Studies show that people value relationships where healthy boundaries exist because they create safety, clarity, and trust. Without them, attraction dies in a fog of confusion. So here's the shift. Stop thinking that letting her do whatever she wants will make her stay. It won't. Start showing her that you have standards and that those standards are not negotiable. When you calmly enforce them, she will see you as rare, as a man who cannot be easily swayed, and that rarity will make her chase you. Remember, boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are gates that protect your dignity. And a man with dignity is a man worth chasing. 4. Cultivate mystery and unpredictability. The fourth psychological principle that makes a woman chase you is mystery. Most men fail here because they lay all their cards on the table too soon. They reveal everything. They explain every detail of their day. They constantly remind her how much they like her, and in doing so, they remove every element of curiosity. What's left for her to discover? Nothing. And when there's nothing to discover, the chase dies. Attraction thrives on curiosity. Women chase what they don't fully understand. They invest in trying to figure out the man who doesn't reveal himself completely. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts and actions are predictable, your presence loses its depth. But when you live with mystery, when you hold back some parts of yourself, when you let her wonder what drives you, she becomes invested in unraveling you. Think about it. How many times have you heard women say they love a man with layers? That's because layers create pursuit. Modern psychology agrees. The uncertainty principle in relationships shows that people feel more attraction when they are unsure of the other person's level of interest. It doesn't mean you play games, it means you don't overexpose yourself. Epictetus advised that we should be content to seem what you really are. This is where mystery is rooted, not in pretending, but in not giving yourself away cheaply. Let me ask you a powerful question. If she can predict your every word, every move, and every thought, why would she chase you? Predictability is comfort, but mystery is excitement. A man who keeps his individuality intact, who doesn't broadcast everything, who allows silence to do some of the speaking, forces her to lean in. She thinks about him when he's not around. She replays conversations, searching for meaning in what he didn't say. That's the chase. Practical example. If you're always available at her call, you kill mystery. If you text back instantly every time, she feels she's figured you out. But if you sometimes delay because you're busy living your life, she begins to wonder where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with. That wondering fuels pursuit. Mystery is not manipulation. It's the art of being whole without exposing every corner of your soul. Even great leaders understood this. Alexander the Great was admired not just for his victories, but for the air of unpredictability he carried. His enemies feared him, his allies respected him, and women were drawn to him because he was never ordinary. So here's your mission. Stop being an open book. Live in a way that she feels there's always more to discover. Share enough to connect, but not enough to be predictable. Let her imagination do some of the work. When you cultivate mystery, you give her the gift of pursuit, and pursuit is the seed of desire. 5. Live with purpose and vision. If you want a woman to chase you, you must live with purpose and vision. A man without direction is like a ship drifting at sea, easily swayed by every wave, dependent on others for a sense of meaning. Women might entertain such men for a while, but they will never chase them. Why? Because deep down, women are drawn to men who are consumed by a mission bigger than themselves. A man who wakes up with goals, who fights for something beyond chasing women, becomes magnetic. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily in his meditations, not about chasing pleasure, but about fulfilling his duty as an emperor and a man. That sense of purpose gave him a presence that history still remembers. Purpose is power. When you have a vision, women sense it. They see it in the way you walk, in the way you speak, in the way you prioritize your time. And when a woman realizes she is not the center of your universe, but a part of a greater journey, she chases you to be included in that story. Ask yourself this: what are you building in your life that a woman would be eager to join? Are you grinding aimlessly? Or are you crafting a life that demands respect? Too many men make the mistake of making women their mission. They cancel plans, abandon goals, and weaken their focus just to be available. And what happens? She loses attraction because she sees that his center is empty. Epictetus warned, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That's vision. Define who you are, where you're going, and then walk that path relentlessly. Psychology tells us that ambition and drive are universally attractive traits because they signal strength, security, and leadership. Women want to follow a man who knows where he is going, but no one chases a man who is standing still. Think of great men in history, leaders, inventors, artists. They didn't chase women. Women gravitated toward them because they were captivated by the men's vision. Steve Jobs didn't waste his energy begging for approval. His vision built Apple, and people, including women, chased the chance to be part of his story. Living with purpose doesn't mean you need to be famous or rich. It means every day you wake up with clarity and discipline, pursuing goals that matter. Maybe it's building a business, maybe it's your fitness journey, maybe it's creative work. But it must be something that lights a fire in you. That fire is what women sense, and it's what makes them lean in. Purpose makes you rare because most men are lost. So here's the truth. When you live with purpose, you flip the script. She's no longer the prize, you are. And the more focused you are on your vision, the more she will chase to prove that she deserves a place beside you. 6. Master the art of detachment. The sixth psychological secret to making a woman chase you is detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring or turn cold. It means you refuse to let your sense of value depend on her. You enjoy her presence, but you don't collapse without it. You appreciate her, but you don't obsess over keeping her. When you master detachment, you project a power that few men ever attain, the power of freedom. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself often that life is fleeting, that we should be prepared to lose everything at any moment, yet live with gratitude and strength. That mindset applies directly to relationships. When you understand that you can lose her and still remain whole, she begins to chase you harder because she knows she can't control you. Contrast this with the man who is terrified of losing her. He clings. He overcompensates. He compromises his dignity just to hold on. And what does she do? She pulls away because his fear suffocates attraction. Let me ask you, if she left tomorrow, would your world fall apart? If the answer is yes, you're giving her too much power. A man who cannot stand alone will never be chased. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Women are beyond your control. Their moods, their choices, their attention. You cannot command those things, but you can command yourself, your response, your standards. That's detachment. Psychology calls this secure attachment, the ability to love fully while knowing you can survive without. It's the opposite of neediness, and it's one of the strongest predictors of lasting attraction. Practical example, if she pulls back, the needy man chases harder, texts more, begs for reassurance. The detached man notices, gives space, and continues living fully. Guess which one she reconsiders. Guess which one she chases. Detachment doesn't make you careless. It makes you unshakable. Think of great men in history. They loved, but they never allowed love to enslave them. Leaders, warriors, philosophers, they valued women, but they valued their mission and their dignity more. That's why women fought to be part of their lives. Here's the paradox. When you detach, she invests more. She wonders why you're not obsessed. She questions why you're not begging. She realizes you are different from other men, and that difference compels her to prove herself to you. So here's your task. Practice detachment daily. If she cancels, don't sulk. Adjust and move on. If she pulls away, don't panic. Keep your focus on your mission. If she tests you, don't fold. Smile and stand tall. Show her that your soul cannot be controlled by her approval. And remember this. The man who can walk away is the man every woman chases, because deep down, she knows he doesn't need her. He chooses her. And choice is power. 7. Embody confidence through action. The final psychological principle to make a woman chase you is confidence expressed through action. Too many men think confidence is just a feeling. It's not. Confidence is built by doing hard things, keeping promises to yourself, and living in alignment with your values. A man who only talks about what he'll do but never does it is not confident. He's delusional. Women can sense the difference. They chase men whose actions prove their strength, not men who inflate themselves with empty words. Marcus Aurelius didn't write about virtue and discipline as if they were fantasies. He practiced them daily, even under the crushing pressure of leading an empire. His confidence came not from speeches, but from a life lived in integrity. That's the model you need. Real confidence is forged in fire. When you push yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you carry a presence that no fake bravado can imitate. Women notice it instantly. Psychology calls this authentic confidence, confidence rooted in competence. You don't need to brag because your energy speaks louder than words. Think of it this way. Would you chase a leader who makes promises but never acts? Or would you follow the man who walks first into the storm, proving himself through action? Women are no different. They want to align themselves with a man whose life shows courage, consistency, and discipline. Let me hit you with a tough question. Do your actions match the man you claim to be? If not, no woman will chase you for long. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Stop explaining to women how great you are. Show them through the way you live. If you say you value fitness, train hard. If you say you're ambitious, build something meaningful. If you say you're disciplined, let it be obvious in how you speak, dress, and carry yourself. Women chase men who inspire them by example." Modern studies confirm that behavioral confidence, what you demonstrate in action, is far more attractive than verbal confidence. This is why you see average-looking men with extraordinary presence, because they live boldly, and that boldness draws women in. Action also creates certainty. When you live in alignment with your principles, you stop second-guessing yourself. That certainty makes you decisive, and decisiveness is deeply attractive. A man who hesitates, who overthinks, who constantly seeks approval, loses momentum. But a man who acts with conviction, even imperfectly, creates energy. That energy pulls women in. So here's your final key. Don't just talk, act. Don't just plan, execute. Don't just dream, build. Every time you take action, you add another layer of strength to your presence, and that presence is what women chase. Remember this: women don't chase potential, they chase results. Become the man whose life is proof of his confidence, and you'll never need to beg for attention again. You'll be the one setting the pace, and she'll be running to keep up. Men, let's bring this full circle. If you want a woman to chase you, you cannot rely on tricks, gimmicks, or sweet talk. Attraction at its deepest level is psychological, and it is earned through strength, self-respect, and wisdom. You've learned that mastering your emotions makes you unshakable. Building an abundant mindset makes you free. Setting boundaries makes you respected. Cultivating mystery makes you unforgettable. Living with purpose makes you magnetic. Detachment makes you powerful. And embodying confidence through action makes you undeniable. These are not passing tips. They are principles that men throughout history have lived by. Principles rooted in Stoic philosophy and confirmed by modern psychology. Think about this. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they were not chasing approval, yet their presence, their wisdom, and their discipline still inspire us centuries later. If you want women to chase you, you must live in such a way that you inspire respect, curiosity, and desire without ever having to beg for it. The moment you stop making women your mission and start making your growth, your discipline, and your purpose your mission, you shift the dynamic forever. Women will notice, they will lean in, they will chase. So here's your final challenge. Stop asking how to win her over and start asking how to become the kind of man she cannot resist chasing. If this message hit you, subscribe to the channel. Revisit these lessons and prepare to elevate your relationships and your life. The chase begins when you stop running. Before you go, remember, what you've just watched is only a small piece of the puzzle. If you're serious about mastering the dating game and building real confidence in modern relationships, don't wait. Visit stoicapproachtolife.com/join now right now and get access to the full teaching. That's where the real transformation